हेलो गाइस और कैसे आप सब। आई होप आप सब बढ़िया होंगे। मैं भी एकदम बढ़िया हूँ। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट टुडेस Vprople question of the day. The name of this question is distance traveled by the ant. So in this question, there's an ant inside a bookshelf and he wants to travel from one book to another. We have been given the starting point of the ant, the starting book, the nth book, and the mth book till which the ant wants to travel, and the thickness of each book. And using all these three parameters, we need to find the distance traveled by the ant. So the first parameter is the starting point, the nth book, and the second parameter is mth book, the end point of the ant, and the third parameter is the thickness of each book. So the thickness of each book is same here, so we have been given a direct thickness, that is d centimeters for each book. So using these three parameters, we need to find out what is the total distance covered by the ant. But the one checkpoint that is present inside this question is the first input that we will be given is the direction in which the ant travels. If the ant travels in a direction from right to left, if the ant travels from right to left, the ant will be starting from. So assume that the ant wants to travel from fifth book to 13th book in the direction from right to left. So the ant will be present at the end point of the fourth book, or we should say the starting point of the fifth book, and it will travel till the end point of the 12th book or the starting point of the 13th book. So this will be the formula here. If the ant travels from right side to the left side, so the number of books covered by the ant will be fifth, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So totally 13 minus 5, that is 8, plus 1, that will be equal to 9. So the ant if starts to travel from 5th book and until the 13th book, then he covers totally 9 books, and in each thickness of each book is 2.5 centimeter. So 9 into 2.5 is 22.50 centimeter. So total distance traveled by the ant will be 9 multiplied by 2.5, that is 22.50 centimeters. Now, similarly, if the ant starts from the seventh book towards the 12th book, which means that the ant is traveling from left side towards the right side, then the ant will start from the end point of the seventh book and will move towards. Just assume that this is the seventh book, and so the ant will start. The ant will start from here, the end point of seventh book and the starting point of eighth book. It will cover the eighth book, ninth book, 10th book, and 11th book, and here it will stop because this is the starting point of the 12th book. So the ant has successfully completed and covered four books and has reached 12th book. So the point we need to note here, that if the ant moves from right side towards the left side, it starts from the nth book, and if the ant wants to move from left side towards the right side, then it starts from the end point of the nth book, not the starting point of the nth book. In the case of right side towards the left side, the ant starts from the starting point of the nth book, and if the ant is moving from left side towards the right side, it is starting from the starting point of the nth book. So the n is here 7. So we need to write a code according to the first input, that is the direction of the ant. So d is equal to input, that will get me the direction of the ant, n the starting point of the ant, m that is the end point of the ant, and d that is the thickness of the book. So the thickness of all the books are same, so we need to write a code, one for the direction from left side towards the right side, and the another for the direction from the right side towards the left side. If the direction is L, that is if the ant is traveling in the left side, means that the ant is moving towards the left side, then d equal to L, then the distance traveled should be equal to absolute value, that is n minus m. I am putting absolute because even if the difference between n minus m becomes negative, then the abs, that is absolute, will give me the positive value of n minus m. So if the ant is moving towards the left side, then, and this is the case where the ant starts from the fifth book and wants to reach towards the 13th book, then it will start from the starting point of the fifth book. So 13 minus 5 will be 8. So I have, but the number of books to be covered by the ant is 9, as the ant will start from fifth book: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the number of books covered by ant is 9. So what we will do here is 13 minus 5 will become 8, and after then we will add plus 1 to it. So n minus m plus 1 if the direction is L, n minus m plus 1 multiplied multiplied by d, that is the thickness of each book. So the next case is d equal to r. Sorry, d. Wait a minute. S. Let me put it s. If s equal to r, if s equal to r, then k, then the value of k should be equal to abs n minus m. And now if the ant starts from the 12th book, if the ant starts from the 7th book and wants to move towards the 12th book, that is, the ant wants to travel towards the left side, then the ant will be starting from the end point of the 7th book, or we should say the starting point of the 8th book. So 12 minus 7, that is 5. 12 minus 7, that is 5, but the ant is starting from the end point of the 7th book, so we won't count the 7th book. So here we are going to subtract 1 from here, abs n minus m minus 1, and after then I'm going to multiply d, that is the thickness of each book, and now I'm going to print k, that is the distance traveled. But here I have been told that print the distance traveled by the ant only to two decimal places for distance, only to two decimal places. So to print the value of distance traveled by the ant till the two decimal places, I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to put it inside this format, comma, dot 2f, dot 2f. So what this dot 2f is going to do, it will round up the value of k till the two decimal places. So now let's execute our code and check that our code is completely correct or not. So this is the public test case. Let's check that our code is correct or not. D equal to integer input. Okay, so here we have to take the input in the form of float, because the distance may not always be integer, it can also be the value, it can also be present in decimal places. So here I have made one mistake that I've corrected. Here is I have changed the format of input of distance from integer to float. So now let's run the code. So here we have been told that our code is completely correct as it has passed all the test cases. So this was very easy question for today's POD. I hope you all must have understood my solution and the way of my explanation. So this was me, Utkarsh, signing off for the day. Thank you. Have a nice day.